All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. Today is another great edition of the Logan's Hour. You are all welcome again to this great edition of the Logan's Hour. I see. Today we are a little late. We had something very important going on, and we couldn't just cut it up. But because we cared about you, that's why we are here. And to all of you who just joining us for the first time, I want to say welcome. And those of you who always join us, we want to say you are also welcome again. Don't forget, you are on a Logan's Hour. And today promised to be a very great edition because we have so many things to discuss here today, and relating to our community and relating to things happening outside the Liberian community as well. So sticking still, today we're going to have a real fascinating show here. As always. So don't go sticking still as we will be right back. Trust me. When we get back, it's gonna be fire. All right. We are back again, and tell someone that we are back again. The Logan's always on, and all of you who just joining us, I see my baby Celine Valentino. She's joining us. She with us right now. I see the Titi Banks, and I see Honorable Prince Richard Boya. I see Ezekiel Doba, and I see all of you who just joining us for the first time. And it is exciting that we have you people here for the first time, and some of you who would love to get all the latest and what's happening. Don't go away because we have so many things to talk about. And we before we close the show today, we're going to throw some light on the inaugural committee report that was accepted legitimately, and it was forced members who were in the meeting. I think, to my recollection, I think about eight or seven people were in that meeting, or 10 people were in that meeting, and I think they said they voted that there will be no more investigation on inaugural committee. We're going to accept whatever we have and move on. But we're going to throw some light on that. We're going to state our disagreement here as well as the show goes on. So we are grateful we are here today again. So tell somebody that the looking hour is on, and tell Mr. Prince Richard Boya, who's the vice president, the president as well. I'll be placing some impromptu calls to these people who's in administration to give us an account as to what basis that when we, the community members, we are the donors of this community, we noticed that there was some mismanagement or something went on that wasn't right. We needed some clarity, and the administration says to us, "Hey, y'all go to hell. We are not going to investigate anything again. In fact, we're going to stick it as it is. Everybody going to just accept it, and there will be no more investigation." So we have more to discuss today. We have more to discuss, but we'll come to that at last. We're going to place that for last. I always say to people, the good thing always comes last. So don't go away. We're going to come for that in the end of the show. So first of all, we want to use this time to say to our dear brother and friend, Mr. Morris Guo, G consistent Guo. Um, we heard that you lost your mother, your dear mother, and at this time, we want to use this occasion to say our condolences. We know how dearly it is to lose a mother, and I know what you're going through right now. You and your beautiful wife, I want to say to you people, may the Almighty God strengthen you as you go through your difficult time. And remember, we are one step away. We are always here to stretch our hands to you if you in need of anything. If you need some emotional support, you can also stretch your hands to us. We are not pastors, but at least we know some scriptures that can strengthen you while you're going through your difficult times. So, Mr. Morris Gua and Anita Pena, as the both of you go through your difficult time, I want to say your people take heart. The good old Lord will be there to strengthen you people as you go through your difficult times. So, um, before we go any further, we want to also use this time to say a very, 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 very send a very big congratulatory message out to the Indiana Lone Star. Trust me, the Indiana Lone Star, the guys in the red, white, and blue. The Indiana Lone Star did. You see them right there? The guys in the red, white, and blue. Um, Sunday over the weekend, they demonstrate their game. They show their dominance when it comes to the game of soccer. And this time around, it wasn't just in the Liberian community. This time around, it was in the all African communities. So the guys in red, white, and blue, the Indiana Lone Star, over the weekend, won the All African Church Tournament finals, and Alfonso, he was the higher goal scorer in this tournament. You can see him right there. He's a very, very prolific scorer, and he won the higher goal scorer. And awards that were given at the program, you can see they have the first place, second place, medals, and referee, coaches, goalkeeper, player of the tournament. They have everything set up. The youth chairperson, Brini Alpha, she was present, cheering her boys to victory. And the winning coach, Mr. Roland Akwe, you see him right there. He's smiling. You can see his 32 showing. So, my guys, the Indiana young man, let me say the Indiana young man, the Indiana Lone Star, we want to use this time to say congratulations to all of you people. You guys did extremely well. You guys were all powerful. I watched the game. If the game, you guys were utilizing most of the opportunities you people had, that game should have ended at least 5 goals to 0. But at least you people were able to secure 3 goals. 3 goals. So it ended 3 goals to 2. So congratulations to the Indiana Lone Star. Those of you who went to the feed, the Liberian community members, we want to say congratulations to you too, because we saw there were a whole lot of celebration. We saw people jubilating, moving here and there, clapping their hands, and it was trust me, it was colorful when the guys were moving on the feet. You can see here to tell you how colorful it was. For the final is about to start. Final is between Indiana Lone Star. And all right, so that's just a little gist of it. So you see what I'm talking about. It was a beautiful, colorful final, and trust me, I was there. I'm one of the assistant coach for the Indiana Lone Star, and I made sure I talk my boys into it mentally, physically. I love for them to be physically and mentally strong when they are engaging into these kind of games. Moreover, when it comes to final, and something that I had them prepared for, and surprisingly, it wasn't strange to us before the game. The Nigerians, their cheering squad is so huge and they are noisy. They kept singing song and booing us and calling us boo when we break the ball. They say boo when we lose the ball. When they have the ball, they'll be yelling, boo, loud noise. No kind of noise that take the players off track. And I told my guys before the game, I said, listen, I played these people before. I went to final with these same people. And in the final, I was able to silence this identical team in the first 15 minutes of the final. In the 15 minutes of the final, I scored the first goal on them. So they couldn't cause more noise because they were down 1 goal to 0. So that's why I'm picking them dead. In the first 30 minutes, we put our first goal, and they were a little quiet. When they redeemed, they started to see noise again. We had to go 2 and 3, and that was it. We have to quiet them down. But trust me, it was a real intense game. You can see here from yeah. It's about to get started. Indiana Lone Star versus Ronald Gold. Boys in the center. You got Prince. Now, ball in play. Finally. All right. So you have a clearer understanding as to what we're talking about. From behind me, when you hear all the noise going on, that's where you have most of the cheering squad. But it was a real beautiful game. Trust me, it was a real beautiful game because our young guys, they dominated the game. I can say that for sure. They dominated the game. They played to what they were taught. The ball possession were in our favor. Shots on goal were in our favor. Most corner kick were in our favor. We dominated every segment of the game. So it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. I don't want to lie to anybody. We did extremely well. And I want to say to all of my guys, I want to say thanks to all of you who make it possible. Thanks to all of you who went to the field, Liberian from the Liberian community. We truly appreciate you guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the time. And it was beautiful. Now the guys, they are the new champion in town. Let's look forward to the celebration coming up because as I land from the ways I mean say from the youth and sport chairperson that they have this uh how they call it coming up celebration or appreciation night or whatever thing coming up for them. So I look forward to seeing that. So I know it's going to be a grand celebration. I know we look forward to seeing most of those things. So let's see what we have next when the celebration come up, and let's see because I know the community going to go up and celebrate with the young guys. But another thing, I know some people will say it's not right for you to say it, but I think at this point it's better for me to say it. In these tournament, the teams register to play, and at the end of the day, they have some cash awards that is awarded to the winning side, and I don't know how much it is. Probably it might be 700, 500, 800, or whatever it is. But I'm saying this to the young team: whatever money that came with the trophy, that money belongs to the team. That money belongs to the team to keep the young guys together, to keep the team together. To those of you who've been paying your way from your home, from your school, driving here, that money should serve as a means to reimburse some of your expenses you've been going through all the beginning of the season to the end of the tournament. I know right now because the team is on the Liberian Association of Indiana, so probably members of the community or those in administration will want to say, "Oh, you know what? Y'all need to turn the money over." But no disrespect, those in administration, they should have no dealings when it comes to what was won by the young people because they did their thing. They played their tournament. They were in the tournament before becoming members of the Liberian Association. So allow them to share their money whatever way possible. Allow them to call a meeting, little session, and they have fun. So there's no way somebody should try to circumvent the young people by turning their hand around to say, wherever y'all want there, we need it. because it's supposed to go in the Liberian Association covers. That's not the right thing to do. So I'm hoping that the coach, Mr. Roland Akwe, or the captain, Elizana Panto, you people shouldn't be thinking in that direction. All you can do is to at least inform the association that okay, the tournament had little cash price. It was little 800, 700, 900, or whatever. But we have decided as a team to take care of some of our youngsters who come from far and near, and some of those who have used their own vehicle, used their own money to buy gasoline. So we want to use this time to appreciate them, to appreciate them. So now that will be acceptable, that will be understandable. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we we can address it from that point. All right. So let's talk about something, another thing that is coming up here. So on this Saturday, coming up, we will have the guys in blue, which is the Indiana Young Men Association, acronym IYMA. So the Indiana Young Men Association will be coming up again. And some of you who know the Young Men Association, you have seen this team before. The guys in blue, you see them up there. They will be coming up again. Indiana Young Men Association will be coming up on Saturday. So Saturday, if you have nothing to do, or if you have something to do and it is not too important, come at the park, West 62nd Park. At West 62nd Park, the Young Men Association will be coming up. They will have a whole lot of activities. They will have soccer tournament. And that tournament going to be a team with 3 teams. Because they are the hosts of the day, and they will be so busy engaging into other things. So the Young Men Association will not be playing her first game. So instead, the Young Men Association will be waiting in the final. So it's going to be the Congolese All-Star versus the Liberian Old-Timer of Indiana, going to face in the first clash, and whoever wins from there will meet in the final to face the Indiana Young Men Association. So don't overlook this. This is going to be very, very, very interesting. So you're going to be at the 62nd Park. That is 5253 West 62nd Park, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46268. So they're going to be playing soccer tournament. We have bouncing hall for the kids. So if you have your children, probably you're like, oh, I really want to go there, but I don't know who to take care of my child. Your worries are over. Come to the park. Bring your children to the park. We have bouncing hall. Some of you who over the years have seen some of the great things the young guys have been doing and how to coordinate themselves. You see these young people here. If you want to be part of this group, it will be a perfect opportunity. If you want to have a group that you can socialize, travel, have some meaningful discussions as to the way forward, don't waste no time. There will be some membership drive going on at the park. At the park. And the membership drive, you have the opportunity to fill in your membership form to become a member of this group. And don't forget, the prolific striker, the man who scored 3 goals the other day, he will be there. Here you see. You see the man? This man will be in his blue jersey again. Coming up number 7. That's the man, Ricky Gunner. And you will see him striking again on Saturday. Deborah, my dear brother, don't forget, Emmett is one of our strikers. So I expect to see Deborah Moto. Now is Eva and some motos. So I expect to see my man Deborah. Deborah can strike. Everybody who you saw the man against the Barrow and IE in the community, he had a captain band. So you know the man can play. He can strike. So now we have some of our good players will be returning from, if you look on here, we have Nation 1, Tito Harris. He will be returning from the old timer to strike for the Young Men Association. Then we have Ernest Samuel, who is the current coach of the Old Timer, will be returning to play for his beloved club, which is the Young Men Association. So y'all get ready to lose some of the players from the Old Timer. We have Mr. Ernest Mallison as well, who you all know. He's member of the Old Timer too. He will be returning to Shrek for his beloved organization, the Indiana Young Men Association. And don't forget, we have uh, Watkins Johnson, Alvin Logan, and all the people. Ricky Gonet will be returning to his club. We have, yes, Watkins Johnson will be playing for the Indiana Young Men Association. We also have Sawanda Samba. Sawanda Samba will be returning to play for the Indiana Young Men Association. And don't forget, one of the most powerful defender in this community currently. He's no one else but the crown ambassador, Honorable Zion Glad Chiayi. The Honorable Zion Glad Chiayi will be returning for the first time after a long period. Will be getting back on the page. And Jeevan Smith as well. When Jeevan Smith and Zion Glad Chiayi playing 3-2, you know it's going to be a real soccer game. So I'm calling on all of you, wherever you are, get ready. Saturday is not far from here. Get ready because it's going to be a serious clash. So you see the team up there? You're going to see all the guys back on the field on Saturday. Saturday, don't miss it. The guys are ready, and they are ready for good. So whoever makes it to the final, going to play the Indiana Young Men Association. So if the Congolese All-Star makes it to the final, they're going to play the Indiana Lone Star. And if the Liberian Old Timer of Indiana makes it to the final, they also going to meet the Indiana Lone Star. And to my dear brother Prince, our best man, I want to say thank you for following again. My man, we stay around here. Oh, don't forget. Oh. Yeah, so that's it. The Indiana Lone Star, I'm the Indiana Lone Star, the Indiana Young Men Association will be coming up. So don't forget, everybody come up. Lance Kennedy, how you doing, my brother? So come up and celebrate on Saturday. We are encouraging everybody, big, old, small, young, everybody come up. Saturday going to be so interesting. The Young Man Association will be out. Will be out in flesh and blood. So come and see Ricky Gona striking again. Come and see the kind of a classical goal that Ricky Gona usually score. Come and see Zion Glad Shea, the crime ambassador, the man who, when he on number 2 win, nobody can pass him so easily. Come and see the crime ambassador playing. So don't forget, come and see your guys. And it's going to be so good because it's going to be right at the 62nd Park. And you know, these days, it's not too cold, it's not too hot. And on Saturday will be no exception. Will be very good for all of the players. And I'm calling on all of you community members. Come out. And two, listen, they're gonna have everything you think about will be at the park. Everything you think about. Pastor man say if you can they will have na. If you can eat, they will have food. So if you can do anything, we'll have it there. So just tell what you can do, we have it there prepared for you. And guess what? Everything at the park is free. Free ROE. Free. Everything at the park is free. So come up and celebrate with the Young Men Association. So we are calling you guys up, and on Saturday, the Young Men Association will be out at the second park. So come up. It's gonna be an all-day tournament, and don't miss it. Don't miss it, because when it comes to the Young Men Association, it got to be good. It got to be good. All right, so let's talk about something different here. So excuse me. So Sorry, I'm writing something here. So 2 weeks, I think 2 weekends ago, we had the Basel Association in the Liberian community. The Indiana chapter hosted the national, which is the UNIBOA, the United Basel Association in the Americas. So they had their 32nd national convention held in Indiana, and it was a whole 3 to 5 days of celebration because they had 3 days of celebration in Indiana, and the celebration continues to wherever they went after they departed from here. And trust me, at that 3 days festivity that took place in Indianapolis here, a whole lot of things happened. They had an election. They end up having a queen contest, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And the queen contest, we had Your Royal Highness, Miss Rebecca McGill, who participated in the queen contest, and she came second. And we want to say congratulations to Miss Rebecca McGill for coming second in the queen contest. This is the second time in a row coming second in a queen contest. So we want to say, we use this time to say, my Rebecca, we tell you thank you for stepping up to support your dear organization. You know, not a lot of people will want to sit up there for queen contests and all the thing, but you stepping up, we want to say thank you. So those of you who were not at the Basel Association, take a chase of. All right, so you see it. It was a whole lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun. The queen contest went very well. The queen contest went very well. Those of you who wasn't there, I want to say to you all, you miss it. You miss it because we really do have fun. And there were 4 chapters participating in the queen contest, and we had the Indiana chapter. We had uh, the Philadelphia chapter. We had the Rhode Island chapter. We had the Kentucky chapter. Then we had South Jersey and the other side of Jersey chapter taking part in this queen contest. And our queen came second. Uh, so the total amount raised from the queen contest was $15,339 from that queen contest. And we had New Jersey coming the least in the queen contest. They had $284. And second to that, we had Kentucky. Kentucky coming up with $388. And next we have Rhode Island. Rhode Island coming up with $412. Then the most powerful chapter, the host chapter, Indiana. Indiana came second in the queen contest. Indiana had $3,752. Then the chapter who won is from uh Philadelphia. You all know we expected her to come out for a real good fight because she was defending her crown. She was the current queen at the queen contest. So you expect her to defend her crown very well because it would be a disgraceful thing. A queen who is participating in active queen contest and loses her crown to another queen, but at that moment your power is diminished. You have no power. You shy, you shame, you all everything playing through your head. Nobody calling you queen. They're calling the new person queen. You're present. So I could tell. I could really sense that too. I could sense the frustration. I could sense how embarrassed you were going to be. So they came back. They put a real fight. They came back. They put a real fight in the third round. So Philadelphia won with $10,503, and so we want to say congratulations to Philadelphia. You guys put a real fight. But Indiana was so determined to take it from Philadelphia. But they put in Indiana to the Sabi. All the Indiana put in when they go to support the owner queen. They will always go. The hand will be there. They will put a hand in the pocket, then they hold their hand at it. Then they go to put it in the bucket. Huh? We'll win it. We'll win it. You never see that model with Philadelphia poker hold the model there go 5 ball, 7 ball, 8 ball. And when I just shout more, we'll win it here. But anyway, it is what it is. And I want to say to my dear brother and friend Deborah, Emma did extremely well. Emma also helped to make our queen to go up. Emma, second round, he put in 500. The third round, he put in 500. That was $1,000. Thank you so much, Deborah. That's why you're one of the successful businessmen in town here. So we appreciate you so much. And that's how it happened. Our queen lost again for the second time, but it is what it is. Take a look. All right. So I was caught dancing. I was dancing. Trust me, I was dancing. But congratulations to all of the Bassa people. If you can see on the screen here, the Bassa people were able to take something small out of the convention, though it wasn't much. But the convention intakes was like $42,000 so far, and more duties to come up. They are compiling all of their informations and everything. But for the 2G, it's not bad. If the Queen on there look and put up 15 Gs, then the rest of the other 25 Gs came from ticket sales and other activities that were going on. So registration to participate in the election, convention chapter, convention members registration. So there were a whole lot of things that people paid money for. But for the $2,000, I don't know if I can do more research and ask. Maybe this is the smartest so far since they started this thing. But we don't know. Okay. So if you just joining us, don't forget you are on the Logan's Hour. Today is another edition, but trust me, the presenter is a little tired. All right, all right, all right, all right. So we are back. I need to put some left in myself right now as we about to get on the most juicy part. So right now we are about to talk about mainly the Liberian Association of Indiana. The Liberian Association of Indiana. Yeah, we're about to talk about the Liberian Association of Indiana. I know somebody sending me text here, but I see your text. I respond to your text, Charlotte. But let me deal with the Liberian Association of Indiana thing here first. I know today I had some issue with my logging in, so probably a lot of people didn't know that we are on because I end up going on my original page because I couldn't log on my YouTube and my other page for some reason. So I put a podcast I put it on my original page as well. So those of you who follow on for the first time, those of you who will listen later on, I want to say thank you for always listening later on, for always following the show later on. Because when I go back to see the watch and those who follow later on, yeah, you guys are doing excellent. And the goal of this program is not to have tons and tons of thousands of people watching, but it's just to have this information stored in the cloud to be used as a reference for another day. That's why these things are for. It's not to have tens of thousands of people watching at once. You know, some people when they have tens of thousands of people watching, it also help to massage their ego. So yeah, but for me, I want this to be recorded and stored in the cloud. So I know people are going to watch it later. I know people of interest going to take it and send it to their loved ones, their friends, and say, like, I know some people take it today and say, oh, Mr. Let me send it to Richard Boy. Let me send it to Paco. Let me send it to Raul Kiri because they may about to talk about it, inaugural ball, and the way he going to be so screwed with it. So, yeah, you know, it will be of interest. So let's talk about something here that is that is creeping on us gradually. And I ain't gonna to to be so harsh in expressing myself, or I ain't gonna be more forceful as I have always been in saying these things. You know, for some time now, I think some of you who are there can bear me witness. For some time now, I have been so quiet about this community matter and talking about issues about the community here and there, calling people, holding people accountable as to what it's supposed to do and what it ain't supposed to do. And for some time now, I've been quiet. I've been like, well, you know what? Let me just relax and allow these people to do their thing and see how they're going to go about it. And let's see what we're going to land when it comes to this inaugural ball issue. But I have come to realize after a whole long while sitting supinely and listening to my inner self and listening to community dwellers and listen to some of what they have said over the years and what some of them are saying currently. I have come to the realization that no government is ever corrupt, but rather those who hold the positions are those who are corrupt. What do I mean then? Let me just narrow it down to the Liberian community of Indiana, which is the Liberian Association of Indiana. We have been on this program. We have been on other programs talking about issues that confronts our beloved community. And one of those things that divide community is mismanagement, embezzlement, or whatever thing you want to say it to be. Since January 14, this administration, Parker Boyard's administration, they had their inauguration that brought them to power. You had an inauguration that brought you to power, and you had a committee that you appointed to steer the affairs of that inauguration ceremony. True to your word, you were going to select some of the brightest, some of the most respectable people in our community. And no doubt, to their integrity, they are. But something is not right. January 14, this administration had an inaugural program. Mr. Parker and Mr. Boyer came to office with their codes of officers. When you look here, these are the people who came to power on January 14 officially, and they were inducted into office by the president of ULA, the Union of Liberians in the Americas. ULA president, he was the induction officer at this program. And when you look here, these are unique people. You see the president. By the president, you find Mr. Richard Boyer, who is the vice president. You find Mr. Robert Carey, who is the secretary general. You found Miss Fatima Famule, who is the financial secretary. You found Mr. Horty Palmer, who is the parliamentarian. And when you come back to take a look of all these smart people who are just displayed here with the reservoir of knowledge, having their own individual minds to be controlled by the winds and be controlled by so say one and so say all. This is troubling. On September 10, 2023, I saw the readout that came from the board of directors of the Liberian Association of Indiana. And in their readout, they clearly express few things that I expected the president of this association to take into consideration. But other than that, that wasn't so. So, when you go back into these write-outs, the board expressed lack of cooperation from community professionals to volunteers their time and expertise. That was one of what the board said in here. Number two, the board said lack of constitutional wherewithal to conduct such highly technical exercise as auditing with all auxiliaries input and volunteers professional assistance. Number three, the board said the limitation of the mandate regarding external input or professional service. I don't know how the president understood that. I don't know how members of the association understood that. It still beats my imagination to see that after a long period, since January up to today, we have one small investigation that has to do with less than $50,000, which is this inaugural board since January 14. We are in September. This administration couldn't conduct an investigation to put an end to this whole inauguration saga. Today, on the 10th of September, currently 70, some more people, 76 or 77 members of the Liberian community, dues paying members. The Liberian Association, through her president, vice president, secretary general, parliamentarian, financial secretary, clandestinely called a meeting on the very 10th that they knew that the EDN Lone Star had a final to play. And they knew that members of the Liberian community who have gone to witness the soccer match between Rotogal and the EDN Lone Star. And this administration conducted her meeting at her head office. Out of 76 to 78 members of the institution, 12 people were present in the meeting. And 12 people make decisions for the rest of the community. That is the least I have ever heard in any administration. Not even simple majority. They even meet quorum to conduct meeting. And in that meeting, what were brought for? They had the Judah 26 celebration, which, to my knowledge, right now, documents in my possessions shows that the Judah 26 celebration is in the red. The Liberian community, we incur some losses, which of course those are obvious things. Sometimes Sunday good, Sunday bad. You have some programs you expect to generate more. Sometimes you don't. The Flag Day celebration reports also came up. But members of this community have to be a little concerned. You see, this is why sometimes the other day I was so quiet. I felt I don't need to be talking to these things because it looked like I am opening my chest up to the bullet and other people sitting and just enjoying it. You are a dues payer like me. I am a dues payer. You are a dues payer. Whatever happened to your money that you pay into this institution, it should be of your concern. Even the Holy Bible say where your treasure is, it's where your heart will be. So how dare can you pay your money and you don't care? How come this Mr. Rawakiri? First of all, I have serious issue with Mr. Rawakiri right now. Mr. Rawakiri is the Secretary General of this institution. He of all person cannot join the rest of the group to be carrying on clandestine operations. It cannot be. When this administration from her inception, Mr. Robert Kiri was very transparent. He started posting names of people who went to meeting. He started posting meeting meetings, and he was very proactive. Now going forward, because they have received some latches from us, now what happened? The meetings and other programs have become kuku jumuku. You not inside, you not know. We don't see no meeting meetings. We don't see no account for meetings, committees reports. We don't see them anymore. After a meeting, what we're discussing in the meeting, they care less to update us on anything. Serious thing like what happened in this government meeting on the 10th, that the community voted that whatever happened at the inaugural ball, there will be no more investigation. We'll just let it go. We even know about it. That's secret. People left the meeting and came to the park and called me and said, hey, come on. You know, what happened again? I said, what happened? I said, park on not do it again. I said, what happened? I said, park. I said, that whole inaugural committee, hey, nothing coming from all of you. They agreed that we'll just waive it. Waive what? I know this is a community. I know sometimes the reason why I decided to slow down and just let it slide, because I understand it's a community. But we have to be held accountable sometimes when we are given tasks to execute. Those many things that people assign to you to execute, if you don't do it very well, it casts some dents on your future assignment. Mr. Raokiri, I don't expect you of all people, of all person, at this time of this community, going into your first year, that you have joined the rest of the other Liberian people now to start doing the Liberian business as usual. How can we go by and fix Liberia when we cannot fix a small community? Every day is one thing for another. We have a procedure. We have a system in place. We have this group chat called the Liberian Association of Indiana group chat. And what our group chat is for, what's the sole purpose of this group chat? Is for information dissemination. So how can y'all go to a meeting? Very important thing like, oh, everything that happened during the inaugural ball will vote and nothing will come from order A. You voted. You agree that nothing will come from order A because your own organization, your power fund, and I will give it to you. Now you can put the information up for all to see it. To know on what all the reasons why you people voted that this inaugural ball we will not investigate it anymore. Y'all gotta be careful because they got something they call statute of limitation. And that inaugural ball thing you're playing with, you don't be surprised. After 3 years, we start pulling y'all to give our account. And by that time, y'all not be coming to us to say, oh, the inaugural committee can be seen. No. So what we'll be doing now, we'll be using the doctrine of superior responding. What the president will be taking the blame for his subordinates. So at this time, and you know, I don't want to go too strong, but I understand these things has to do with family issues, family involved, and you know, we are all interrelated here. Somebody who will be connected to some committee, brother or sister might be your friend, but no disrespect to any family member. But if the chairperson on our inaugural committee, Mrs. Etta Kumba, amen, Mrs. Etta Kumba, I remember I had a newsletter out, and Mrs. Kumba commented on my newsletter. And she said, don't be alarmed, LDR. The truth will and must be told. Mrs. Kumba, I don't think you forget that your words. Those are your words. I'm quoting forbidden. Those are your words. So what's the truth? What's the truth? Mr. Waddington Draper, you and Kumba, you people help this committee. This committee should have bring. I'm confused. Because the reason I'm saying this to you people is that if you people cannot push for the real investigation, your name cannot be exonerated from these matters. Your name will not just quit from in these matters. How can you allow this administration out of friendship to say, you know what, we'll just let it be and we'll not discuss it again, we'll not investigate it again. They will just agree that it finished now. In my labyrinth, padam. Mrs. Kumba, Mr. Draper, you people will sit there and agree that the community will just vote and say, you know what happened? No more investigation. We happen now. We are being exonerated. How y'all want to be exonerated? Y'all watch out for Monday newsletter. Y'all watch out for Monday's newsletter. And Monday newsletter, it will be highlighted, if possible, in Front Page Africa. I'll pay for the slot. I'll pay for the slot. This has to stop. This has to stop. When we have issue that has to do with maybe corruption, mismanagement, or whatever thing we call it, it has to be investigated. We can sweep nothing under the rug. We can say because we gave it to the board, and the board telling us that members of the community, they were not cooperating, they couldn't find professionals, but you find other people who volunteered. Somebody went on the chat, popular chat. The man worked with Central Bank of Liberia before. He said, I will volunteer my service. So at the time, what happened? People in administration were wearing glasses. They couldn't see that other message. Or they wanted certain people to send their name and say, oh yeah, that my knee, put my knee down. When the bow in a write out, they're saying to you here, they stress on 3 key points. 3 key points. They said lack of cooperation for community professionals to volunteer their time and expertise. Number 2, they say the board lacks constitutional wherewithal to conduct such hard technical exercise as auditing without auxiliary input and volunteers. So we have professionals. If we really truly wanted to let this thing go, we have professionals. We have people. We have people who could sit down and say, you know what, I served in financial era, Savasi Darba, Jojo, and a lot of people here deal with finances. The president could even be an ex-official on that committee that he set up to just take the paper and take the receipt and compare it to the calculator and see what we put in, what we get out of it. We just look at it for now. We turn the whole thing into bureaucracy and make it look so long. We turn it to the board take the time right out and say, oh yeah, no, I'll be sorry. All the time our phone got messy, they hack our account, and we're not responding to you. Now we stress about it. Now the board come by the board say, you know what happened? We saying we can conduct it, but right now we find volunteers, we find professionals, but people from the community put up the hands and say, yeah, we can help. But we see them. We were looking for specific people. But Mr. Draper, let me say this to Mr. Draper. Mr. Draper, you are a very well-trained person. And you are highly respected in this community. I have admired you. I've seen some of the games you have made over the time. I respect you so highly. You and Madam Kumba, you both are some of the few people who people have high regards for in this town. I don't think in 2023, the both of you would just agree that the community will come up and go to a meeting and 12 people of 78 people who on the registration list as active members who paying dues. They were never present. 12 people come out and say, you know what happened? The whole thing about the inaugural committee here. No more inaugural committee, then they clap and yay, finish now. You're not finished yet. It's not finished yet. It's finished yet. If you ain't agree that anything will be discussed and investigated properly, even I don't care what you go do. They can even tell you, say the committee here, they for join water you serve on that committee, will say, don't put that man on that committee because the first committee that man serve on, he couldn't give account. And that thing will follow you forever and ever. Madam Kumba, I don't think you want that kind of record following you too. So I'm begging y'all, you and Mr. Draper, y'all call Mr. Parker, y'all call Mr. Boya, and tell them that y'all know what happened, Mr. Boya, Mr. Parker. We think the other thing y'all agreed to in that meeting where you only two you can pass it legitimately that the inaugural committee is over now. We're not going to investigate anything. Y'all, we want you to revert to status quo ante. Theory, if we will bring a receipt in the meeting and people take calculator and calculate the receipt and see if what we came up to and to what we presented, we will agree to it. Because it has to do with character. Character is the only thing you have when no one is watching. So you have to protect it so well. Because these minor speculations, hey, it can go a very long way. Don't be surprised. One day you decide to aspire for bigger positions. Then you see one small little Joe Blow there on Facebook tapping and finding all my newsletter, putting it out. Say, oh, the mayor was involved in corruption. How the mayor today, the mayor said it will be Tanchi. They will come back to me as the source of that newsletter. And trust me, I will lay it down so smooth till you will not believe it. So Mr. Boya, Mr. Parker, Mr. Robert Carey, I don't know what kind of administration you're running. If this is a kuku jumuku you're running now, you better stop. You better stop. This thing here belongs to the Liberian people who live in this town. We can be running a secret government here or secret administration. If we go to meeting and come from meeting, the information from that meeting need to be disseminated to the rest of the other people who were not privileged to be at the meeting. How can it? I don't understand. How can people go to meeting and discussing sensitive things like July 26 budget or July 26 report, August 24 report, and we see it in the chat? The higher I run it, Tiana. Then you tell now when I pay dues again, you just run it, then you take it. After 3 years, then you can give it back to the opponent who will run it better. People pay their dues. They want to, if the person cannot make it a meeting, you can say if they got to make it a meeting, so you're not getting information. Those reports needs to be posted in the chat room. Those reports needs to be posted in the chat room. The July 26 report needs to be posted. The August 24 report also needs to be posted. And in my Monday edition of my newsletter, I will have the pictures of people who are responsible for the reports. I will have the picture included. And the caption going to be, I don't want to call it caption because it will be so bad. But at this point, Mr. Parker, Mr. Boya, Mr. Robert Carey, you people need to do better than what you're doing now. You people need to do better than what you're doing now. We have been silent for some times. We have been sitting here allowing you to do it the way you want to do it, thinking that you will do better, but it seems like you guys are not doing better. You guys are not progressing. You guys are retrogressing. And we will not sit here and allow that to happen. We will not sit here and allow that to happen. The July 26, the Liberian community, they incur some losses. They spend more than what they receive. Fine. We agree. But put a report out. Let everybody see it. Flag Day, whatever happened, it happened. Put a report out for everybody to see it. Don't be keeping those reports. Those are sensitive information. The meeting minutes. We want to see the motion that people agree on to say, you know what, the inaugural thing here. No more. We were doing investigation for inaugural committee reports. Who passed that motion? It was seconded by who? We need to know. We need the meeting minutes, Mr. Robert Carey. Mr. Robert Carey, man. Don't make me pull your political party knee on the platform here too. Is that how y'all run Liberia too? Y'all be hiding secret documents? Or you'll be hiding important documents from the Liberian people too? We need those documents. We need those documents. This is, I don't know. This is so wrong. That at this time of the year, you people start hiding things from us. Our own money we paying every month. Now I reach a point of make report, you had a report. You go to a meeting, what we're discussing the meeting, you say because the person when I in the meeting, the man don't need to know. So if we even have the website, you will not update us on our website. So there's no need for website. Because if just come on group chat, if you can put on a group chat what we're discussing the meeting, so no need for website. And my point here right now to Mr. Parker and Mr. Boya. I don't know who passed that motion, but that meeting was attended by 12 people that didn't meet quorum to even have a meeting in the first place, other 70 some more plus people. Fine, I agree the meeting went on. But that decision to say that no more inaugural committee report will be discussed anytime here, and we finish with A. You know why you're not doing to those people? You people damage them more than even helping. So if they are your friends, the best you can do is to open up for investigation. Mrs. Kumba and Mr. Weddington Draper, you people need to open up for investigation. You need to open up and exonerate yourself. You need to do it because perception, public opinion, the code of public opinion is very, very, very dangerous. And don't joke with it. Public opinion, don't joke with it. Somebody could see you to the park one day and say that they put in here that our inaugural money. What you do to that person? You get offended. You will not like the statement. You will want to do some stuff. But please. So if you're just joining us, you are on the Logan's Hour, and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back again. We are back on the Logan's Hour. Those of you who just joined us, I want to say thank you so much. I see my dear big and father who just joined me, Mr. Jeffers Logan. Jeffrey, Woody Moga, Otavia, Logan. I want to say welcome again to the Logan's Hour. I see my own, all of you who just joined me here. I can call by the name, Mr. Isaac Goffin, um, Mother Comfort, Sis Isabella, my own beautiful wife, Summer Princess Louis Hamu Logan, uh, Gloria Marie NP Pinky, to McCarthy looking our princess, and all of you, Selling Valentino, David Johnson, my own sister-in-law, Faith, Lance, Debris, Peter Howell, Jefferson Colaco, my own dear sister, Angeline Marcella Brown, all of you who just joined, the names are countless, and I ain't want to go and call everybody's name, but I want to use this time to say a very big thank you to all of you who joined us here today. I really do appreciate you guys, but don't take it to be different. Don't think that I'm angry about anything, but I just don't like the way things are going. And I think at this point, the Liberian people deserve better than to be treated like you are doing them a favor. You see, whenever you go to solicit votes, whenever you go to tell people as to uh electioneering period, when the period is open for campaigning, the word you always use is, I want to serve you, give me the opportunity to serve you. So if you become a servant to the people, stop being a boss, stop acting like you are the boss of them. Because if you start hiding information, trying to twist arm people because you feel you in power, those are those are wrong signs of leadership. Leaders doesn't force people or manipulate people. Leaders inspire. The inspiration from your leadership will tell the next person who you are. Leadership is the ability to influence others through inspiration that is generated from a passion, that is ignited by the vision. So if we here today dealing with this community, this is just a minute portion of the kind of leadership you aspire to be in the future. Some of you here are respectable people, but if you decide to carry on some activities that do not represent your character, we will talk about it. How can you sit in a meeting, 12 people present in a meeting, 12 people for God in heaven's sake? And this inaugural board report we have been discussing for almost a year now, since January. That 12 people sat in a meeting and say, you know what happened? Send a board wrote us, we will just let it be that now. No more inaugural board report. How dumb that sound? That's one of the most, I don't know how to even talk about it, but that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. The board was, you see, where they came from to just agree that you see, one thing I like about Dr. Family, he's a data. Yeah, let's also with Tulsa. He's a secretary of the board. Mr. Initial George, he's a journalist. And these two people serving on that board, it gave a fine combination. It tells you that you have to be careful how you deal with them. And Dr. Family, I think if my memory can serve me right, as stands to be corrected, I think he got a PhD in education. So when he writes, you got to understand the context. Mr. Initial George is a journalist. He studied the ABC, the accurate, balance, and credible side of it. He know how to turn you around and turn it around and give it back to you. So they give in that scene right out to Mr. Parker, because when you look at the documents I was sent to Mr. Parker, the document was addressed to Mr. Parker, Mr. Julius Parker, president of the Liberian Association. They said Mr. Parker, Mr. Julius Parker. So they addressed the thing to Mr. Parker. And in this here, They both gave 3 reasons why they cannot conduct this investigation. Then, at the end of it, they both gave 2 specific recommendations. So, the inaugural committee financial report. So, the board said recommendation number 1 that the inaugural committee financial report be processed and accepted as a legitimate financial record of the Liberian community. So that's one of the recommendations. Recommendations number 2 here says what? That in the instant that the community feels strongly that the report needs further validation, that the General Assembly reissue a mandate for external input with appropriate financial backing. Ego. When that family and Mr. Initial Judge right, you gotta listen. You gotta know the context. But let me say to you today, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Financial Secretary, that new thing you don't start. That you will not speak to the community. That one fine, we agree. You don't gotta talk to us. But when it comes to information dissemination, we expect you to put the information wherever place you want to put it. But we need to see it. When people go to meeting, the outcome of the meeting, we need that meeting minutes to be posted. Serial financial instrument like July 26 report, August 24 report, it needs to be posted. We have to see it. That's not a secret document that when you carry to a meeting, they finish. It has to be posted. We have to see it. So the 12 people that voted on it in a few days, the 12 people can pay all the dues here in the community. I get up on a Tuesday. Tuesday, when I come up here, I'll be more brutal. And I will call names. And I will bring some documents out. So we need those reports. We need those reports. July 26 report, we need it to be posted. The September 10 meeting, the meeting minutes needs to be posted. Why is it nobody's talking about it? Everybody just quiet, like, I don't understand. This is shocking to me. This is confusing to find a community where you find people with PhDs and D.D. and what all the D's they have. And they said nothing. And they just let it slide and like, oh, you do it for the president, the vice president. Let it just do what they want to do. This is not Parker's Boya farm. No. They came to the community to have a term. 3 years. They are exhausting 1 year already. They have 2 more years. But it doesn't mean Parker's Boya have to spend 3 years in power. If Parker's Boya do not serve in the manner and fashion that we expect them to, if there's corruption, mismanagement, embezzlement, or whatever thing that we, the community, that is tantamount to tarnishing the reputation of this institution, they can be impinged. They can be impinged. So we need to handle the thing the right way. You people need to communicate with the community. After a general meeting, sensitive general meeting that have to do with financial instrument, the financial report from July 26, financial report from August 24, those things needs to be posted for the rest of the community members to see it. We cannot be running Kuku Jumuku government here. You're not inside, you're not know. We're not running that. If a person can pay their dues, even by right, those instruments should be going to people emails. Why we go to meeting, you bring whole roster, put your name, your email, your phone number. When the last time Librarian Association even sent email to people? I haven't received email before to say, oh, this is the financial record for the year. This is the budget for the year. So where you can tell the email them for now? Where you can tell the people number them for too? When you're not doing nothing with it. Just already on the paper and carry away and say, oh, we working. Because one email, you could just send a group email. All the community members who has their email say this is a financial record from financial report from July 26th, financial report from August 24th. This is the meeting meetings from the past meeting. And those in meeting agree and voted that the inaugural board will not discuss it anymore. So what happened? What happened? Mr. Parker, Mr. Boya, y'all please, oh. They play now, you're fine, please. The last time I checked, you ain't get a land yet. When you start doing the kuku thing now, they will start coming for you now. But when you have meeting, we can know what happened in the meeting. You vote on anything, we know what happened. Financial information and the financial secretary too, she grab it, she just can't read it from people, grab a document, put in what bed, she run away with it. We're not into that thing. We're not into that thing. We are in the 21st century. We expect everything to be visible. I'm here for somebody who can't read something in front of me, take it, carry it down. I have no way to authenticate what you just said to me. We need it. We need it. And we need it. By Tuesday, we come up here. If we don't have it, we will speculate. We'll show some documents that we have. So by Tuesday, it's the ultimatum. We'll save it for today. Tuesday, when we come up here, we expect to have the documents in our hand. Other than that, the document will be reading from our hands will be the legitimate document that everybody can run with. So we need the original documents from the July 26th, from whatever August 24th program, and if possible, the inaugural board to give us the motions and the meeting meetings. So, Mr. Robert Carey, please, when you took over, you started very well. Even those that went to meeting, you will take a name and post it in the chat. Oh, 70 poking for meeting today, signed by Secretary General. We used to see it. This time, your hand not getting the cookie jar now. We can't see it. You just slow down. We're not seeing you doing anything again. You go to the meeting, you join the people. We don't see the meeting meetings. We don't see no instrument. We don't see nothing anymore. I think you got to set apart, please. When you took power, you were one of those who was one of the people who were most admired by everybody because of the kind of work you started and your work ethic. Now at this time, you will join people, or you start picking from the cookie jar. Let the team here, all of you that are on the screen here that you are talking to, y'all please do better. Y'all please do better, my people there. We won't be calling your knee every day. You took a piece of job, you do it to the best of your knowledge. You serve the people here well. You present the report. We can be running behind you 14. Please. Please, my people. July 26, we want a report. August 24, we want a report. They just end up meeting. We need a meeting minutes to be posted in the chat for everybody to see it. They're going to be doing kuku thing here. We tired with that thing. La bureau is happening. We tired with it. When we complaining in La bureau that the government corrupt, they want happening, that won't happening. We can't be doing it in the EDN now. Just stop it too. Just stop it. All right. So I'll leave it with y'all for now. So, well, please get ready to support the Indiana Young Men Association. It will be up on Saturday at the West 62nd Park. You're going to see the team will be our game. You can see here, you see Mr. Alvin Logan, Peter, and Filippo Izaki, Emerson Duo, Watkins Johnson, Pierre Carr, Tito Harris, the Honorable Zion Glacieri, and the higher goal scorer on the team right now, Alvin Logan and Ricky Goner. Then don't forget my man Watkins Johnson, who when you miss a ball, he can miss a boom. Then I got my own man here, the crime ambassador, one of the best defender ever in the history of this community. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to all of you, thank you for joining us today. It was a very fascinating show. We pray to have all of you again. On Tuesday going to be hotter than today. Tuesday will be reading from what we have. So if the administration can give us the document that we're looking for, we will be reading from what we have. And that's why everybody else will run with. So I want to say thanks to everyone for joining us today. We say it was a pleasing pleasure to be here serving you that we love so dearly. Want to say until we meet again, my name is Philip. Say you got Logan. Good night and bye bye.